Hey guys, Taylor with GammaEdge here, coming at you with a quick pre-market review for January 12th, 2024. You're looking at SPXP full complex. All expirations are turned on. Key things to highlight real quick here. Transition zone 4770, 4765. You will see 4770 level be critical on all the various cuts of data that we are about to go through. To the upside, 4800 is plus GEX and COI. Plus GEX being the level with the most positive gamma in the structure, and COI is the strike with the most call open interest in the structure. So you can think of this as a very, very liquid strike. Last things to note, in the above and below spot price, we are dominated by at the money, in the money calls respectively, which is constructive. It means that there's a lot of kind of call speculators in the complex here right now. So now we take that, we can zoom in here looking at the 0 DT complex, 4770, bottom of transition zone, 4775, top of transition zone. Minor within the transition zone, more or less a chop zone, where if you're bullish, you're wanting to look for price to get above 4775. From here, we're looking for a push to 4800, which is plus GEX, and to the downside, 4765 is negative GEX. What's different here relative to what we just looked at is above spot price, we're in the money put dominated, and below spot price, we're in the money call dominated. So what does that mean? That means kind of opposing forces, absent any kind of new buying and selling that we don't yet know. It's often difficult to make progress one direction or the other. However, what we are constructive of is above 4775, looking to 4800. Let's see if that happens. Moving on to 1 DTE, which would be what, next Tuesday. Markets are closed Monday. So far, in the money, out of money, call dominated, although you can see there's a lot of mixture of green and red here up and down the complex. Really the main things I'm looking at, because there's still, money need to be transferred from today to tomorrow. Today needs to play out. 4770, this is key level in this time frame, top of transition zone. 4800 is still consistent. The one thing to note is COI is down at 4750. So typically we like COI above plus GEX, means kind of speculators are higher. We're not seeing that here, so that's just something to monitor as we kind of go from today to tomorrow's expiration. Yeah, so let's look at next week in totality, 4-day week. So far, constructive looking week. In the money, out of money dominated by calls. You can see just a sea of green. 4770 again, key level here. This is top of transition zone. Below that, transition's kind of wide and loose, relatively speaking. Upside target is still 4800 on this time frame. Last thing to note, I noted this in the 0 DT video. If we are able to make it to 4800 and even above, you can see net OI is dominated by calls. So what this means is, as these calls start to go from out of the money to in the money, those deltas start to shift from what are now probably closer to zero, just given sensitivity and it being 0 DTE, and those will flip to rapidly progress towards 1. Ideally, that's followed by a shift higher in plus GEX. As those dealers' books, they're on the opposite side of the trade. Their delta is going from 0 to -1. The implication of that is you got to hedge back to flat, adding buying pressure. So that is just something to monitor. If we do see a progression higher, see if that plus GEX does shift higher ahead of price. That would be constructive to see. Not saying it's going to happen, but that's just kind of the if-then scenarios that like to play out during the market. Lastly, looking at our market trend model. Again, this is just a simple gauge of trend and momentum in the market. You can see yesterday we had a nice intraday reversal. We'd love to see those as opposed to a reversal right off the open, which are more prone to failure than this. Not to say that this can't fail, but historically speaking, these are the ones that we do like to see. So ideally for the bulls, do you see a progression higher right now? You have a flat, longer term moving average ribbon. We're not yet above the highs set on January 10th, so a couple days ago. Railroad tracks are higher, meaning the short-term moving average ribbon is profitably stacked. So ideally, we want to see a linear update today with the cumulative tick. So let's look to see if that happens. If not, then obviously a rollover, take out the lows here would not be great. So that's if you're bullish. If you're bearish, then you'd love to see it. So with that, best luck out there today, and we'll see you in the Discord. Bye.